Good morning, everyone from rainy North Carolina. I'm going to start off the day, or maybe you're ending your day, with this just short and sweet mat class, focusing on a lot of abdominals, but also adding in some active mobility work too, in case you have any areas of tightness and restriction today. We will be doing a little bit of planking, initially right from your hands. So if you need to avoid any wrist action, you can always go to your elbows or get hand weights to put under your hands to avoid any wrist discomfort. Otherwise, as usual, modify accordingly. If anything hurts, don't push through it, and I hope you enjoy the class. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Feet hip width apart under your hips, closing your eyes if you wish, and just taking a quick assessment of your body, just kind of scanning either from top to bottom or bottom to top as you breathe in through the nose, out through your mouth. If there are any areas that are clenching, try to kind of shake them out and relax them. Feel the weight through your feet. Hopefully you're not off to one side more than another, or too far forward or too far back. Breathing. Place your hands on your ribs. One more breath. Soft knees, shoulders back, and open your eyes. Inhale your arms up overhead, reaching tall. Exhale as you dive forward. Abdominals and ribs immediately lift towards your spine as you lengthen out through the arms and neck. Pause at the bottom. Don't force the stretch here. Take a deep breath into your mid-back. Exhale, slowly roll it up. Coming up one vertebrae at a time. Tucking your tailbone under. Stacking that cervical spine right on top of your thoracic. Arms come down. And again, we inhale up. Exhale, roll it down. Make that exhalation last for as long as you're moving and flexing. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale to round it up. Make that exhale last. One more time here. Exhale, diving over to the bottom. Take a deep breath in. Exhale everything out. And now gently inhale to bend both knees, thinking of keeping the back slightly rounded. Weight towards the heels. Exhale, press up through your legs. Inhale to bend. Exhale, press it up. You don't have to lock out your knees. I'm keeping mine bent because otherwise it's just too much on the hamstrings right away. Exhale out. Press through the heels. Two more. Last one. And again, bring those hands down so you can place your knees onto the mat. Coming into our hands and knees position, and from here, just gently rock front to back. If this is a no-go on your wrist, you can always come down to your elbows. And breathing as you rock. And now circle your body. Forward, side, back, side. So we're kind of mobilizing the knee joint, the hip joint, shoulder, wrist, and reverse those circles. Breathing as you go. This is meant to be gentle, but strong. And come back to center. From here, we take a breath into our back body. Feel your thoracic spine lift up through your shoulders. Exhale as you pull your abdominals and ribcage up, rounding your back and tucking your tailbone. Take two breaths here. Inhale, lift through the shoulder blades. Exhale, continue to lift the abdominals and stay rounded. One more breath. Step back 1 foot at a time, staying round, coming into a plank, and we continue to breathe. shoulders. Exhale, pull the abdominals to your spine. Gently lower your knees down. Sit back into a child's pose, and let's actually keep the hips a little lifted today. So you can tuck through your tailbone, round your back, and then really reach those arms forward and breathe now into your sides. Try to get them to expand outward. Totally let your abs go. Belly breathing here. One more. And back to your hands and knees. Hopefully that got you nice and warm. From here, we're going to take an initial inhale. Exhale, simply lift your abdominals and ribs to your spine with a little bit of rounding. Nothing as big as what we were doing a second ago. Now keep that activation as you extend opposite arm and leg out. Hold and breathe. Inhale, lift up through your mid-back. Exhale the air out, lifting the abdominals so you're supporting your low back and mid-back. Reaching out through that heel of the foot that's lifted, feeling like the upper hamstring, lower glute is what's keeping that leg elevated. And then slowly lower that combination down. Abdominals are still on, they're still lifting. Extend the opposite. Same thing here. Inhale, lift up through your mid-back. Exhale, lift your abdominals. Having about 50% of your weight from your arm and hip, so you're not excessively into one or the other. And place that combination down, adding on, extending out. Now, if this is challenging enough, just hold. Otherwise, follow along, take an inhale. As you exhale, pull your knee towards your chest, lift your back and round. Inhale to extend out, but don't let your ribs flare. Keep the abdominals up. Exhale, lift your mid-back round, tucking knee to elbow. Inhale out. You should feel a lot of internal resistance here as you exhale through the abdominals, resisting, and as you inhale out through your limbs, resisting. Place that combo down, and we switch. Inhale, exhale in, lift and round. Now inhale, extend, but don't lose that lifting through the shoulder blade. I'm trying to keep my weight 50-50. One more time. Out and lower that combination down. Gently sit back in your child's pose. This time allow your hips to go all the way back, but keep your knees parallel so you're not compressing your SI joint here. Let your belly go and breathe into the side of your ribs. From here, a little active cat dog. Last thing on the wrist, I promise. We take an inhale. Exhale to round your back and gently kind of sit your hips back towards your heels. Reaching through the shoulders. Now inhale, extend your chest forward and out. Feel like you're drawing your wrist towards your knees. Feel that open your chest and work through your mid-back. You shouldn't be overly sinking in the low back here. Exhale, round, hips back, reaching forward. Inhale, wrists pulling the knees as the chest lifts up and out. Keeping my abdominals lifted as I extend. Two more. Last one. And extend. From here, just simply thread the needle. Take 2 deep breaths here. Just totally relaxing. Expanding through your rib cage. 360 degrees. Switch that needle. Slowly come up. Let's make our way into a seated position. Feet forward, knees bent. Hands behind the thighs to start. Take an inhale as you lift tall from your mid-back up, not tipping your pelvis forward. I actually want you to feel like you're kind of exhaling down into your pelvis. Take that breath again. Exhale as you tuck your tailbone and have that pelvis lead the spine into that nice rounded C-curve position. Pause halfway down. Take a full breath into the side of your rib cage. Exhale, run up and over that imaginary ball. Abdominals pull back to your spine. From here, we sit down into those hips, but roll back up from the mid-back. Exhale, round it down. And pause. Take a breath. Exhale up. One more. Exhale. Halfway down. Holding in a spot where your feet don't feel too light and you're not feeling too much gravity in the hip flexors. If that means you come up, then you come up. Arms reach forward. We take an inhale. Exhale as you pull one elbow back, reach the opposite arm forward, but keep your head straight. Inhale back to center. Exhale, pull the opposite elbow back, reaching forward with the opposite arm, head stays forward and center. Staying curled, tucking that tailbone. One more each. And exhale, run all the way up. Sitting tall, relax for a second. We're doing the same movement, but we're switching the breath. So inhale, exhale, round, halfway back at the most. Really tucking the tailbone, rib cage to the spine, arms come forward. Now from here, we inhale to rotate, row that elbow back, counter reach through the opposite arm. Exhale yourself, center, find and deepen that C-curve. Notice that you might be feeling different sensations now through your shoulders and back as you inhale and rotate against that internal pressure. One more. Inhale here. Exhale, run up and over that imaginary ball. And sit tall. We have one more little movement here. You can kind of rock back and forth. Find those sits bones. Say hello. Inhale. Exhale, round it back. Halfway down. Coming off that tailbone and pause. Arms come straight ahead. We lift one leg to tabletop. Make sure that feels secure. Lift the opposite foot. Knees are squeezing together if that's available to your body. Otherwise, we're continuing to tuck that tailbone as we breathe, staying balanced. One more breath. And as you exhale this time, slowly start to round it down. If you need your hands behind your thighs for support, to make that smooth and fluid, you can. Come all the way down and just gently rock side to side. All right, we're not standing on our backs too long today. Bring those feet down onto the floor. Hands come behind your head, lacing your fingers together because I want your hands to create a hammock for your neck. Elbows are actually going to point up today towards the ceiling. And then I want you to think of tucking your tailbone under here so your low back is flat. Take a breath in. As you exhale, feel your elbows gently pull down towards your hips as your head stays heavy in your arms, and you pull the ribs in and back, sternum drops. Inhale as you lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lengthen. Keeping that tailbone tucked in the back, flat as you inhale and lower. Four more. and 3. Last one. And relax it all the way down. Shake out the hips. And from here, we're going to go into obliques. So when you rotate here, your goal is to keep your low back flat and simply rotate from your rib cage. So it's like rib to hip rather than elbow to knee. All right, we tuck the tailbone, take a deep breath. Exhale as you lift and rotate. Rib to hip. Inhale to lower, but keep that low back flat and still. Exhale, lift the opposite way. Inhale to lower. You have 4 more. 4. Keeping that head cradled by your hands. Lift 3. And 2. Low back stays flat. Full breath out. And relax down. Gently sway your knees side to side. You can go a little bit bigger. Hold this stretch a little bit more. And from here, we're going to rotate right onto our sides. All right. So we're going to bring the knees together, and you're actually going to come up to about a 90-degree position at your hips and knees. Pushing that top knee down. Make sure that the knees are pretty level. Pressing that knee down, you're just going to rotate that top foot up. So internal rotation and relax. And as you do this movement, you shouldn't feel grabbing in the front of your hips. If you do, slightly round your low back, and then maybe don't press down quite as heavily through that top knee. We are going to add to this in a second. Just do this a few times. This is really good to kind of open the back of the hips. 1 more. And now top hand comes behind your head. We're going to do the same internal rotation, but we're going to add a crunch. From here, we inhale. Exhale as you side lift. Internally rotate at the same time. You're going to feel probably a different sensation in that hip now. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. It's small. Again, think of staying rounded through the back. Gently tucking your tailbone under. Three more. 3. And down. Lift 2. 1 more. And lower all the way down. From here, stretch your legs out to the side. Bottom arm stays long. Top arm's going to come in front of you for support. We squeeze the legs together, and now we're going to do a modified banana. So we're going to lift both legs up, and you're drawing that top hip towards your top rib cage, lowering down. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Thinking of front of the rib towards the front of the hip rather than crunching through your low back here. So if you're slightly back through your body, that's okay. 3 more times. 3 and 2. 1 more, lift and hold. Now slightly separate your feet. From here, you're just going to scissor your feet back and forth. You can flex or point your toes. The goal is to keep them both lifted, keep those hips pretty stable. If there's a little movement, that's okay. If you start feeling the low back, that just means you're extending too much. So redirect that energy to the front of your abdominals by bringing your hips back a little bit and slightly rounding. And lower those hips down. From here, you're going to press up, coming into external rotation through the front leg, internal through the back leg. Hands going to come behind your head, other arm is out to the side. From here, we inhale as we lift up and away. Exhale, rotate down, elbow towards that front knee. Inhale here, stabilize through that hand to the outside, reach that other arm out. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're gonna press your hips up, coming onto your knees, reaching that arm out, kind of in a diagonal. So I'm not coming all the way up and over, I'm kind of reaching out and away. Inhale, lower your hips, bring both arms back behind you, little rotation. Press through the knees and hand, lift up and away. And lower and rotate. One more. And lower and rotate. Swing that leg around and we'll go to the other side. So we're laying all the way flat, knees and hips at that 90 degrees, slightly rounding the low back, ribs to the spine, top knee is gently pushing down as we internally rotate and release. Nice and gentle. Again, you might not feel a whole lot here, but we definitely don't want to feel the front of the hip grabbing. If you do feel that, round your low back even more. 2 more times. Last one. And lower. Top hand comes behind your head, adding a little crunch. Exhale, lift and internally rotate. Inhale to lower. Exhale. And lower. Four more. 4. Low back round. I just caught myself. 3. Exhale, 2. Don't skip that inhale here. Tongue to the roof of your mouth. Exhale, lift 1. And lower down. Straighten your legs out to the side. Top hand comes in front of you for support. We squeeze the legs together. Exhale, lift both legs up. Shoulder drops down from the ear. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. And down. Legs stay squeezed as you draw that top front part of your hip towards the top front part of your lower ribs. 2 more. 2. And lift, hold. Separate the feet slightly. Stay slightly rounded. And now we start to run the feet front to back. Gently scissoring. Breathe. 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. From here, we gently press up. Bottom leg now comes into external, top leg internal, and we're bringing that hand behind the head that's closest to the foot and back as we kind of lift up and away. Exhale, rotate that knee down towards the front knee. Elbow towards the front knee. Inhale up and away. Exhale, rotate down. 1 more like this. Exhale. And come upright. The other arm extends out. We take a breath in. Now exhale, press through your knees and your hand. Lift your hips, reach kind of forward and out rather than just back. Inhale, lower. Rotate around. And again, we press the hips up, reach forward and out, lower and rotate. 1 more time, lifting up and forward, rotating, reaching around, coming back to center. From here to end with, we're gonna come back to our knees. Elbows are gonna be down towards facing the knees, but you're gonna have a little bit of space. From here, we're gonna lift the hips slightly, round your back, lifting your rib cage up off your thighs. And give me 3 deep breaths here. One more. From here, take a final breath in. Exhale as you slowly tuck your tailbone and round it up. Shoulders come back away from the ears. Choose a foot to put on the floor, stand all the way up. And last time we inhale, the arms up. This time exhale, press the arms down. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Let your arms and head be heavy. Notice how much looser you feel than from when you started. Take a deep